Yesterday, we uploaded a video stating that the merger had come through. We were hyped, thrilled, and excited. But we made a mistake, and we're very, very sorry for doing so. There were 7 proposals in total, 6 had been approved yesterday, but 1 had been pending until today. Welcome back to NewVehicleMedia, the channel that has everything on EV stocks. Subscribing is free and liking helps to boost your personal algorithm. Commenting is loved by us as we feature the best comments at the end of each video. In today's video, we like to come back to yesterday's video and correct our mistake. We like to re-inform you about the proposals, clarify the needed, and update you correctly. As always, our videos are equipped with timestamps in the description. Feel free to check them out and navigate through the video at your own pace. The situation. The $24 billion merger did not make the finish line yesterday. Lucid Motors failed to gain enough support from its retail investors, which led to holding the deal from closing. The delay is not caused by voting against the merger, but rather because a large part of investors did not vote at all. The total of 97% of the investors that voted backed the merger, but the company still needed an additional amount of votes to reach its approval. Michael Klein, CEO of Churchill Capital, and Peter Rawlinson, CEO of Lucid Motors, repeatedly requested their retail investors to vote. They stated, the transaction cannot close until Proposal 2 receives these votes. Both had put their advisors to work, utilized multiple platforms to reach all shareholders to gather the needed votes. On a call with investors yesterday, Klein explained how to check their spam filters, since it was very likely that emails related to the voting process were identified as such. Klein made it very clear that every single investor's vote counted, whether you're a Robinhood trader or managing your portfolio traditionally. Please vote were the words from Peter Rawlinson in yesterday's call. SPAC deals have seen an upwards increase recently, and many applications that lower the threshold to invest are not typically supplied with the options to support the typical SPAC voting process. Most applications are not built to support this process, and many retail investors are not aware of the needed procedures. The reasons. To place a vote, a specific code is needed. Klein made it very clear in yesterday's call that he suspects that many of these codes have gone to spam boxes and never reached the investor. It should have been emailed to its stockholders. I know this is technical, and I know that some of those emails have gone into your spam folder or otherwise, but it's critical and important to vote and have the tools to vote. I need to remind you to check your emails and check your spam emails, Klein stated yesterday. Next to that, the threshold to invest in stocks in general has been lowered enormously over the last few years. Since the announcement of the CCIV-merger earlier this year, it gained a lot of attention and shares have been traded heavily. The interest of retail investors grew and most likely got a huge boost due to the pandemic. Many of these retail investors use applications such as Robinhood, 212, Webull. All are most likely not equipped with the voting features. SPAC mergers have been taken off in the last year and technology has yet to catch up with this growth. In the case of Lucid Motors and CCIV, it's very likely that many investors jumped on the hype, not being aware of the SPAC details and essentials of the voting process. Peter Rawlinson pointed out, I want to be super clear about this. I need you to vote Proposal 2. It doesn't matter how large or small you are. Every single investor's vote counts. We're all in this together. The result. It seems that some shareholders were unaware of the access codes that were sent via email. In addition, some investors may have even been unaware of the process and failed to vote as a result. CCIV organized a special stockholder meeting yesterday, in which Michael Klein and Peter Rawlinson spoke to stockholders and backed all investors to vote. The majority of the votes, 97% to be exact, approved the business combination. However, only 6 out of 7 proposals came through, whereas 1 was on hold, number 2. This proposal relates to the consideration and vote upon a proposal to approve and adopt the second amended and restated certificate of incorporation. Important to point out is that this proposal requires a higher approval threshold. But here's the good news. Today at 9 a.m. there was an official follow-up conference call. This call was short and quick. It didn't take more than 10 minutes to clarify the good news. Proposal 2 has now been officially announced and the merger is coming through. Conclusion. The good news is that today the merger became official. Investors can now start following the deliveries of Lucid's first vehicles. The company has announced to be on track to start the deliveries of their much anticipated EVs within the following 6 months. The much discussed Air model is currently undergoing EPA testing to validate the stated 500 plus miles on a single charge, which has been the company's trademark as it claims to be the longest range EV. The 10,000 plus reservations for these models are expected to double in 2022, and entering China is scheduled for the year after. Lucid's SUV model, called the Project Gravity, is planned to launch within the next 2 years. A capex of $350 million will be prioritized over the course of the next 2 years to add 2.7 million square feet of additional manufacturing space to ramp up production at the Arizona facility. Lucid's forecasts are very optimistic, as they believe to hit a volume of 500,000 units by 2030, which correlates around 4% market share of the overall EV market. We made a mistake, and again, we're very, very sorry for doing so. We cannot emphasize our apologies enough. The excitement took control and we got sloppy, which is not the quality and information we strive for on this channel. We've seen many comments pointing out our failure, and we want to thank everyone who kept us sharp. We hope that you guys can forgive us for this major failure. We strive continuous improvement and have taken multiple actions to make sure that this won't happen again. Thank you so much for your support and trust. Hope to see you again on the next one. Thanks for watching.